How many times today did you say, "It's okay," while something in your chest whispered, "It's not"? How many yeses cost you sleep, skin, and a little piece of your self-respect? If your phone lights up with a request and your stomach drops. If you rehearse your no, then hear yourself apologize and over-explain instead. If you're exhausted from carrying everyone's feelings like it's your job, this is for you. We're not going to learn how to be rude. We're going to learn how to be honest. Here's the truth: nobody told you. People pleasing wasn't a flaw. It was an intelligent survival strategy. It's how your brilliant body learned to keep you safe. The problem is, what kept you safe then is suffocating you now. Let me draw you a picture. You're a little girl, wide-eyed and wired to attach. Maybe love in your house felt like a moving target. Mom's mood decided the weather. Dad's silence meant a storm is coming. Maybe you learned that being good, being helpful, being low maintenance got you attention or at least less chaos. You discovered a magic trick: if I make everyone comfortable, maybe I can be safe. That magic trick has a name. Some of us know fight, freeze. There's a fourth response: fawn. Fawn looks like scanning faces, smoothing over tension, managing everyone's emotions before they rise. It's a nervous system reflex. It's not weakness. It's protection. And then there's the good girl training. Be agreeable, be kind, be flexible, smile. So many of us were rewarded for disappearing. We were called mature for swallowing our needs. We were praised for being so easy, while we carried invisible workloads at home, at work, in our friendships. We learned to read the room so well, we forgot how to read ourselves. Underneath people pleasing is fear. Fear of being abandoned, fear of being disliked, fear of being called selfish, difficult, ungrateful, but deeper than that, shame. The quiet belief: if I don't earn love, I won't have it. If I rest, I'm lazy. If I say no, I am bad. If this is landing in your body like a truth you've been circling for years, breathe. Place a hand on your heart, one on your belly. You're not crazy. You're not dramatic. Your nervous system has been doing overtime to keep you safe, and yet, there's a cost. The cost of chronic yes is quiet resentment. It builds like dust in your lungs. It sounds like, "I'm fine." When you're not, it looks like smiling while your body breaks out. Your neck tightens, your sleep shrinks. It shows up in relationships where you do the emotional labor and then feel invisible. It leaks into work, where you're the reliable one who gets the quick favors that take hours. And worst of all, it steals the relationship you have with yourself. You forget what you like. You can't feel your own boundaries because you've been living on the edges of everyone else. So how do we unlearn a survival strategy that worked? We don't bully ourselves out of it. We build safety so our bodies can choose differently. First, name it when it's happening. That text that makes your chest tighten, whisper, "This is my fawn response. My body thinks saying no equals danger." You separate the reflex from the moral story. You stop calling yourself weak, and you start calling yourself wise. Then, map your triggers. Who do you find impossible to say no to? Parent who sacrifices everything and expects you to do the same. Boss who calls you a team player and means available at all times. Friend who only reaches out when she needs something. Partner who calls you selfish for having a boundary. Write their names, not to villainize them, but to understand where your old adapters light up. Awareness is power. Next, slow the moment down. People pleasing is fastest when your nervous system is scared. Add a pause. When a request comes in, your new script is simple: let me check my capacity and get back to you. You buy your nervous system time to come back online. You move from automatic yes to considered choice. While you're paused, regulate your body, deepen your exhale. Press your feet into the floor, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth to release your jaw. Look around the room and name 5 things you see to remind your brain: I'm not in danger. My no won't kill me. My no is a boundary, not a betrayal. Now, we practice the language of no. That isn't a performance, it's just information. I'll give you phrases that are clear and kind. Try them on, feel which ones fit. I can't take this on. I can't take this on, that doesn't work for me. I'm at capacity. I won't be able to, but thank you for thinking of me. I'm not available for that. No, I'm choosing rest tonight. Solve, I can do X, but not Y. I can help on Tuesday for 1 hour. So, I wish I could, and I can't. Notice what's missing? Apologies you don't mean, reasons nobody asked for. You don't owe a TED Talk to have a boundary. You are allowed to keep your life simple. If your stomach flips even hearing these, that's normal. Guilt will show up like an old alarm system convinced you're in danger. Here's a reframe. Guilt is a sign that your old conditioning is being stretched, not proof you're doing something wrong. We're not aiming to be guilt-free at first. We're aiming to be guilt-tolerant. Can you sit in the discomfort for 5 minutes and not undo your boundary? Let's talk specific scenes because life happens in texts and doorways, not in theory. Scene 1, a coworker drops. Hey, could you just finish this deck? You're so much faster. Old you, panic, smile. Yes, new you, pause. I can't take that on. I'm at capacity with my own deadlines. If they push, if you need it done today, you might check with the team or extend the deadline. Period. No nervous laughing, no sorry. With 15 exclamation marks. Scene 2, family. Your mother says, you never call. You don't care about family. Old you, call immediately. Ignore your exhaustion. New you, I love you. I also have a lot on my plate. I can talk Sunday at 3. If that doesn't work, let's find another time. If guilt tripped, I won't continue. Akaseje, we can try again when we're calm. Scene 3, friend texts at 11. Can you talk? I'm spiraling. Old you, throw your sleep away. New you, I'm here for you, and I'm heading to sleep. I can voice note you in the morning. If you want options, if you need someone now, here's a hotline, or your therapist's emergency process. I've got you at 9 a.m. Notice something, boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with hinges. Sometimes they're open wider, sometimes they're barely open. But you decide the hinge, not guilt. Another tool, the 2 discomforts test. There are 2 pains available, the short, clean pain of saying no, or the long, draining pain of saying yes when you mean no. One lasts minutes, the other lasts days. Which one honors your life? Let's look at the deeper layer. Many people pleasers are perfectionists. But perfectionism is just protection dressed nicely. If I do everything right, nobody can be mad. Nobody can be mad, nobody can leave. You learned that criticism felt like danger, so you tried to outrun it. Gently remind yourself being human that is not cruelty. That is reality. The goal is not to avoid all disappointment. The goal is to choose whose disappointment you can live with. Including your own. Can you disappoint others sometimes to stop abandoning yourself always? I want to offer you a sentence that changed my life. I am willing to be misunderstood. Take a breath with that. The people who love you will ask questions and get to know your edges. The people who only loved you when you were convenient, they might fall away. That's not a loss, that's clarity. We also need to talk about grief. When you stop people-pleasing, you grieve. You grieve the version of you who was liked for being small. You grieve how much you wish it had been different. Let yourself cry. Let the tears have you. You are not soft for feeling it. You are brave for finally telling the truth. If you're thinking, this sounds good, but I freeze in the moment, here's a practice. Script your no in advance. Put it in your notes app. Speak it out loud in the mirror. Role play with a friend. Your mouth will remember what your brain forgets. Have a no menu ready. Short, no, thank you. Delayed no, let me check and get back to you tomorrow. Follow up with your no, boundaried yes, yes, and here's what I can do. 1 hour on Thursday. Sadryorking no, I'm not available for that. You might try X. Another practice, daily micro no's. Say no to finishing a show you dislike. No to a call you can't take right now. No to the last bite you don't want. You build the muscle in small ways so it's there when it matters. Confidence, a trail of evidence. I want to speak to the fear. If I set boundaries, I'll lose people. You might, but ask yourself, do you have them now, or do you have a version of them that only works if you're not fully here? The relationships that survive your boundaries are the relationships worth having. Healthy people respect limits because they have their own. And for the ones who push back, because they will. Here are responses, responses. I hear that you're disappointed. My decision stands. I won't be shamed into changing my yes or my no. We can find a compromise, but I won't sacrifice my well-being. If you continue to speak to me like that, I'm ending this conversation. Will your voice shake? Probably. Will your hands tremble? Maybe. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're doing something new. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving with it, hand in hand. Now, the core rebuild. People-pleasing shrinks you to be loved. We're going to root you so you can love yourself full size. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes a day. No phone, no task. Ask, what do I want? What do I need? What do I have? Even if your answer is I don't know, stay. Your desires have been waiting at a lot. They'll trust you again when you keep showing up. Write these on a post-it where you can see them. My worth is not measured by my usefulness. Writing be kind without abandoning myself. Writing be kind without abandoning myself. I am allowed to disappoint people and still be good. No is a complete set. One more thing, extend yourself the same compassion you pour into everyone else. You learned your skills in a world that rewards women for saying yes and punishes them for having a spine. You were not broken, you were adaptive. And you are allowed to adapt again. Tonight, I want you to choose one act of self-honoring. It might be sending a text, I won't make it tomorrow. It might be setting a timer and ending a call at the time you said. It might be telling your partner, I need 30 minutes alone when I get home. Then notice the story your mind tells afterward. Notice the guilt. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then, keep your boundary anyway. If nobody has said this to you in a long time, I am proud of you. Not for being useful, for being honest. For listening to the quiet voice under the loud fear, for choosing the life that fits you, not just the life that fits others. Take a breath with me, inhale. Exhale. You don't have to hold it all together anymore. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't have to be easy to be loved. You are allowed to be a whole person, with limits and edges and preferences. Your no is not a rejection of others. It is a commitment to yourself. If this met you in a place you've been afraid to look, I'm glad we're here together. Put your story in the comments. What is the smallest no you're going to practice this week? Or tell me about a yes you're proud of because it was real. Your words will help someone else breathe. If you want more late-night conversations like this, where we talk about boundaries, worth, love, and the messy middle, tap like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who always says yes. Let's unlearn people pleasing together and build lives that feel like home.